Okay, well, part 2 of our last regular CalendarWORX tutorial. Obviously this is a two-parter, so if you missed the first part, I would highly recommend going back and taking a look at that one, because we're just going to continue with that in a review. Logging in, we know how to do that from our last tutorial, or from part 1. Scroll down, get to our admin, and we're in. Now before we start talking about the open registrations, I missed I noticed when I played back anyway that I missed following up on something that I said I was going to, which is, what do we do with a recurring event, for example, a monthly recurring event that we want to add a registration to. So let's bring this one up. This monthly after hours event that I made up occurs on the first Wednesday of each month. We go to edit it. First one is on March the 3rd. So we're going to scroll down. We want to allow registrations. And we're going to put our cutoff at March the 2nd. It's not going to let me do that because today happens to be March the 3rd. So let's say we're going to cut those off at 7 a.m. on the day of the event. Alright, you see it's still barking at me. An event with registration can only have a daily occurrence. I cannot put registrations on monthly recurring events. So here's the way around it. Bring it back up. What I'm going to do is turn this into a single day event. I'm going to make sure my registration is on. Allow registrations, yes. Now you can see I can register for that event. But what I'm going to use, remember our copy function. This little icon here. Now I just take a month at a time. Copy to the first Wednesday in April. Make my registration cutoff. And there it is. And I just keep copying them month at a time. So I still don't, it's a little more effort than the recurring event, but I don't have to retype all this stuff and bring in all my, all this event information. It goes pretty quickly. Okay, so let's, with that out of the way, let's get back into our open registrations. Or actually, I think this will be our first time into open registrations. Well, maybe not. We at least got started, okay? Before we get going with this, let's talk about why we would even have open registrations to begin with. Okay, one obviously is we could have junk events. It could be a spammer, it could be somebody playing games, whatever reason. There, you see our Viagra Cialis is back from Spammers RS. They're probably not going to confirm because it's junk, and we don't care. We don't want them to confirm. We're just going to get rid of them. Another thing that could happen is operator error on the user's end. For example, they may have typed in a wrong email address. They may have got the confirmation email address and just thought they didn't get it. There's a number of things that could happen. Also, it could get swatted by a spam filter, which is honestly a pretty common occurrence, I'm sorry to say. But so you kind of have to use a judgment call now on how to deal with this. Okay, so we're going to take a look at Mr. Rockstar here, and we can see that that he submitted his registration on February 26th. Today is March 3rd. So what is that? That's a good week. We're just gonna nudge him by sending him another email. It asks if we want to resend the confirmation email. That's exactly what we do. Now I happen to be Mr. Rockstar. When I go to check my email, it's asked me to confirm that event. Now I could click this link and get it. But what we're going to do is assume that Mr. Rockstar did not confirm again. And notice now we've bumped up. We've tried twice. Another few days goes by. We're going to do it again. I don't need to go to the email because you know what's going to happen. Actually, I will go to the email because I want to clear it out. Boy, I did not mean to close that. It means I'm going to have to log in. So we get another notification. I'm just going to delete those out of there. Now we've made 3 attempts As you can see, the system is not going to let us do it again. We've tried 3 times bugging this guy. He hasn't done anything. So now what do? Basically, we have a couple options. We can simply, if we know he's going to come, we've talked to him, we know he's already said, "Where's my confirmation I'm coming?" We just confirm him. Or we can delete if we know that he's not coming. So, from here we just find out manually. We can send him an email and decide. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and say Mr. Rockstar is good. It's taken me to a screen where I have no more unconfirmed registration. Back to Mr. Rockstar's email. It tells me that I've successfully subscribed or registered for this event. Okay, so now let's get back in here to our administration, go back to our confirmed registrations. These are pretty easy to deal with. This obviously just shows us who has actually done everything that needs to be done. They're coming. Okay, Mr. Newman and Mr. Starr are on their way to this event. A couple of things you can do from here. You can print those registrations if you needed a printed copy for whatever reason. You can download them into Excel. What's really cool about this, not sure what those extra blanks are there for. You can see now, we can see all this information that's been submitted by these guys. He's put a comment up here. Please notify me when cocktail hour starts. So now we can take this we can do one of these things. We can delete those columns out. Now when you take a look at this, we've got an Excel document ready for a mail merge. In this case, we didn't require a lot of stuff, so we don't really have enough stuff for Mr. Starr. But as you can see, we've got our addresses, everything we need to do a nice mail merge to send a registration packet. We can do name tags out of this, so the system has some pretty cool little benefits when you do these registrations. That completes our CalendarWORX tutorial. We will see you at the next series. Thanks very much.